How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to part 2 of this latest adventure that I'm on. Multi-day hike, wild camp, Cumbria Way sort of thing. Yeah. If you've already watched the last episode, you'll see that I completed 2 of the checkpoints for the Cumbria Way. And I've had my ankle twisted by this lovely hotel where I'm currently stopping. It's taking a break from roughing it, and I'm enjoying the fruits of my labour over the last couple of weeks. I'm just having myself a holiday now. But yeah, in this video, because I'm a glutton for punishment, you can't see it, with this tree line is obscuring it. I'm going up a Wainwright today, just to get my day off at the right foot, called the Old Man of Coniston, 2,500 foot elevation, respectable Wainwright that. Not the biggest one I've been up, but still be a good stomp. Stopping here again tonight, and tomorrow I'm cracking on to Grasmere for a wild camp, and then Friday get to Keswick, meet up with my family. So yeah, I don't know how long this one's going to be, how it's going to turn out. You'll just have to wait and find out. So please stick around. Have a look at that. Beautiful. Oh, if I could get there, well, I could get there now. I'd be in that waterfall for a nice dip. Bloody gorgeous today. Gorgeous. Made the right call. Putting off the mad hike, continuation of Cumbria Way, whatever you want to call it. I'm just having a day here. Still, I don't think you can still see the Old Man yet. The Old Man of Coniston. And in all fairness, I think it's this way you go. Maybe not. Look at that. Even that right there behind me. Oh, that's pretty. Oh, God Lord. Look at these little pools. Mate, mermaid pools. I won't be told otherwise. So, come here. You alright, mate? Is that the Old Man? You might be. If you want a cameo on the YouTube video. What's your name?
Anthony.
Anthony, shout out Anthony.
Hey.
Is this the way to the Old Man?
Well, no, I mean, it depends which way you want to go, but the best route is over this bridge.
Is it that way?
You take that track up there.
Right.
And then, like, if you...
All the way around?
Well, you kind of cross over another one and pretty much just go straight. There's a couple of options, but you pretty much just want to go straight.
Right. I'll follow your kind words. Nice one, mate. You have a good stomp. Cheers for that. Always good to ask for help from strangers, bigs and bogs. So otherwise, I'd have gone the wrong way. Making a bit of a habit of keep getting lost on this trip. I had a brief look at, you know, like Google Maps and all that clobber while I were having my breakfast at the hotel, and it was, as Anthony said then, pretty much straight line on. So yeah, let's crack on. Let's go. Just wanted to have a little chat about this before I crack on any further with this adventure. Won't take up much of your time, but I might get a bit emotional, we'll see. If you made it through to the end of my last video, right at the very end, I had a little picture of my late bearded dragon Caroline, who passed away last weekend, just before I embarked on this trip really. She was 14 years old. Obviously, this is where I'm kind of lifting the fourth wall a bit here. Obviously, people who watch my videos who know me know that animals are my passion. As much as I love my outdoor stuff, wild camping, hiking, whatever, bushcraft, animals are who I am. They're what define me. And yeah, I had a Caroline for a long time. I had her for 11 years. She was 2 when she came to me. 2, 3, something like that. And yeah, more often than not, female bearded dragons, especially if they've been bred. I used to breed her in my early 20s. Because of the toll it takes on the inners to push out 25 eggs at a time. Sometimes it can shorten the lifespan, and they usually don't live past 10. And as I say, she was 14, so she did well, you know. And I haven't really spoken about her out loud like this, you know. Like, I did a Facebook post about it, and you know, I've talked to my family a bit, but actually talking about her out loud and, you know, wrapping my head around the fact that I'll never see her again. She was a constant in my life for a long time. You know, when my mental health's been bad, or I've come out of a relationship or whatever, and my head's been up my ass, she was always there. Endless amounts of emotional support from that animal. And I wanted to dedicate this trip to her, and I am doing. Dedicated to Caroline. You know, and she obviously was a real show stealer for Ollie's Zoo. Really the star of the show most of the time. Animal parties, that is, people who don't know. Get at me, Ollie's Zoo Facebook. Book me this summer, limited time only. Yeah, and I've had so many people reach out to me who met her on all these zoos, saying, we're so sorry, you know, we're really sad that she's died, so you must be devastated, you know. And the thing is, the last 4 weeks of her life, she was deteriorating, so I knew it was coming, you know. And because obviously I have a lot of experience with reptiles and animals, I know basic first aid. I could recuperate her when she was dipping, but she never quite come back as strong. And then she stopped eating, and when they stop eating, it's like humans, you know, animals, it's only a matter of time when they stop eating. So yeah, I come home from work Saturday night, she was herself. I got one more evening of cuddles with her. Day afterwards I went to turn up tanks and she died. So at least I got one final night with her to cuddle. Thank you, Caroline! there. That's where the lighthouse was. I started the Cumbria Way. I've hiked over all that. I'm up at the top of the old map. The electrolytes. Look at the colour of that. Looks like piss, doesn't it? Oh. Cheers, Caroline. I feel I'm a pig and shit. That were obviously not as difficult as stride and edge and triathlon. You know, I just took my time with that. Moseyed on up at my own pace, and obviously it's a dream carrying the backpack when there's always layer in it. Supposed to 35 pounds on your back. Anyway, we're up here now. Someone's going to ogle these views for a while. Old Man of Coniston complete. On my way back down. I've got to go in, I'm sorry. On a day like this, with a backdrop like that, I've got to go in. Yeah, I'll sacrifice a pair of my undies to Poseidon, because I've not got my trunks, so I'll just have to get in with my boxes on. It's all good. I've already sacrificed a pair of socks to the bog of eternal stench. I've got spares in my bag, so let's get in and have at you. Oh, also very, very cold. Oh. Cold dip. Tell you what, Bigs and Bogs, that has refreshed my aching bones from all the miles I've done over the last 3 days. Refreshed. Can't praise the benefits of cold water swimming enough. I wanted to ideally do a bit of a breaststroke, whatever you call it. There was a bit of a dodgy energy in there. Felt it as soon as I got in and I started, you know, channeling into me energy levels. I'm sensing like maybe some sort of troll being lives around here. You know, rock formations and stuff. It's class because you don't know whether I'm being serious or if I'm taking the piss. But no, on a serious note, there was some weird energy in there. But again, I think it's just instinct because us humans, we're the dumb apes. There's no great ape on planet Earth that actively seeks out water like that, like we do. So, you know, we're not naturally meant to be in there. But anyway, nice swim, done and dusted. See you later, old man. I'm going to get back down to the village and I'm ready to move some scampi. You know what I mean? Like a nice bowl of scampi. And I've got to say I'm in the mood for a beer, but I'm always in the mood for a beer. Might save that till later on though. Still got a couple of cans left over from last night, so who knows. Anyway, I'm going to stick my headphones on now and back down, so catch you in a bit. Any trolls home? No? Right, forget it then. Just thought I'd come down to the lakeside. There's a nice bench here. Where I can perch and look at the water and enjoy me last night here. So I bid all this luxury goodbye and return to my primitive wildman ways. Where did I last see you? Oh, when I just got out the pool. Up there. Yeah, got my way back down to village. I found a nice pub and I got my wish. I had some scampi and chips, and just because this pub, it was called the Black Bull Inn, and they had some units in there, man. They had some beers in there that were over 8%, and I was like, ooh, I might not make it back to the hotel. Might just end up wild camping outside this pub. I started getting stuck into these, but no, I resisted. I was a good boy. I had this one little pint that was called Oliver's Ale. If I can be bothered, I'll put the picture in when I'm coming to edit it later on. But it really 3%, so plus our eating, so might as well just be drinking water, mate. So yeah, I got back here, chilled out, had a few coffees, had a bath. All the hot water's brought me sunburn up. If I can, you can tell. My arm's got a nice shade of violet, back of my neck as well, if you can see it. I'm burnt there as well. Oh well, it is what it is. I know I'm outside a lot, but I still have very fair skin. But yeah, just look at this. What a nice little backdrop to have a pint of ale at Coniston Lake. It's a pretty big lake, is Coniston. You don't realise it. Like, well, I do now because I've walked the length and breadth of it. But when I were up top at Old Man, you could see another lake over that hill, and I think it was Buttermere. I'm not really sure. Buttermere had quite a big lake, and then obviously Windermere I think is the biggest one, isn't it? I don't even know. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. I'm just chatting shit as per. But yeah, just gonna have a nice quiet evening, have a drink or two, watch some telly, get a good night's kip again, and then I'll be off first thing in the morning. So yeah, it's been a really good day. I'm glad that I've ticked off another Wainwright. Not incredible. Obviously, going up a mountain, it's always physically demanding, but you know, I can't lie to you and say, you know, like what I did on Trifan with my friends in Wales. Obviously, that was dangerous. What we were doing there, it was, you know, you could die doing that. I mean, you could die going up any mountain, I suppose, but it was relatively straightforward that today, and worth it when I got to the top because I had some magnificent views, and I got to have a wild swim. So, ooh yeah! So tomorrow, I found where the Cumbria Way starts again when I was coming back from me mid-afternoon lunch. So I know where to go in the morning. So this is just down the road for me. You don't even have to go back into Coniston. It's just this little, nice little ginnel next to this AstroTurf pitch. And on your way you go. So, yeah, back onto Cumbria Way. It looks like it's mainly woodland that I'm hiking through tomorrow, which is lovely. It's my favourite place, obviously. And when we get to map time tomorrow night, when I'm pitched up, I'll show you what I'm going to do, because I'm going so far. I'm not carrying on to Langdale. I'm going to leave the way there and take this small little Ramblers trail that is on the map that takes me to Grasmere, and then from there it's just down the road to Rydal Lake. So yeah, come by hook or crook tomorrow night. I'll be back out in the wild. So yeah, if I don't see you again for the rest of today, you know the score. It's because I can't be asked doing any more filming and I just want to chill out. So I'll see you all in the morning. Good night. Good morning, Biggles and Boggles. Just come down just to get a little bit of fresh air before I have my breakfast and check out what I've just found. The fairy garden. Tinkerbell Terrace. That's where Tinkerbell lives. Caterpillar Crescents on your left hand side. That's a book house there actually. No seriousness, they make those for mini beasts. The ambience of this first entry would be much better if that hedge string weren't going, but I guess it's maintenance day, innit? Hedgehog Hill, Squirrel Street, that's my favourite. Little squirrels. Remember, squirrels are quadrupeds. Hey mate! It's like a babe again. Like I said, I'm just about to have some breakfast. Hello? Oh, it's rubbish. Bags all packed up, ready to go. Just crunch out some miles today, because I've got to get to Rydal Lake for tonight, which I think I will be able to. There he is. He looks very familiar, doesn't he? Yeah, I've got some miles to crunch out today, about an 8-mile hike over to Grasmere / Rydal Lake, and feeling strong for all my days of glamping. Weather forecast, it's coming nice and sunny. It's nice and cool at the moment, but whether I like it or not, I'm going to have to put my layers on, because I just physically do not have the room in my pack to put them in. And then tomorrow, I've been looking at weather forecast from about 11 o'clock tonight all the way through to tomorrow. It is to chuck it down. Absolute pea soup. So yeah, it's going to be possibly a wet and slippy walk back to Keswick tomorrow morning. So I'm toying around with, hey up. Catch that. Just about. Yeah. Oh, it's been a great trip, hasn't it? Still got 2 more days yet. Well, today and then tomorrow I'm meeting up with gang in Keswick, so I'll be off back to Blackburn then. Oh, hey up! It's that fire in the bar up, go get yourself a nice fry up. Well, welcome back to the Cumbria Way, all. This can't be the Cumbria Way. It's far too many hills and fells. Yet again, coming out of Coniston. Just horrendous farm fields there to climb up. But just before, I'm back out in woods now, which is lovely. But just before I got to the top of the ascent, there was a ewe, and the 2 lambs were on the other side of the slot gate, so I did the right, the honourable thing. I opened the gate and reunited those baby lambs with their mama. And then on I stomped, went through a tree, fell in an area by accident, nearly got attacked by a 2XL pit bull. I was like, So yeah, I'm just in Timewood, whatever. It's on map. We'll do some map time tonight. I think I'm on Cumbria Way anyway. I haven't seen any signposts for a while, but this leg of it, you can't go too far wrong, because to the left there's a dual carriageway and you more or less shadow that until you get to Langdale. So as long as I keep that in sight, I can't really go too far wrong. So yeah, there's an ever so slight breeze today, because obviously I'm sweating my ass off already. Well, I've done about 2 miles or so, and I'm just soaked underneath my clothes. It is what it is. But then, as I said earlier, weather's to turn tomorrow, so should be grateful for all this sun. Anyway, see you in a bit. Town house. Just majorly got lost then for about an hour, bits and bobs. Luckily I bumped into a group of fellow hikers who were, between the 4 of us consecutively, we've finally managed to get our ways back on Cumbria Way. Shout out Nigel, spent a bit of time with you, and then there were 2 other hikers, but I didn't catch their names. And then just as I've got to this, oh, look at it, stunning. Just as I've got to Town House, bumped into 2 lads who were doing Cumbria Way, 2 young fellas. They're hoping to get to Great Langdale today. They didn't sound too optimistic, must have been alphas. They were telling me that they tried to do this last year and one of them hurt their leg on the 2nd day. So I just said best of luck lads and meet them on their way. So yeah, just thought I'd check in with you and show you these beautiful views. See you in a bit. Just come off the way for a little bit, took a nice little shortcut on a bridle way through that delicious little pine forest behind me. What a treat. Not far off Skelworth Bridge now. On the map it says coffee sign, so I'm going to get a brew when I get there. The way is just up here, join back onto it. And yeah, I've been mad mate of people I've bumped into today who I've spoke to, you know, and I was just speaking before to a young lady with a little boy, and she was with her mum, and she was from Cornwall, you know, and we were just chatting, and she was saying she was stopping up here with her mum. Her mum was from Bolton, way near Blackburn that. And she was just, I was telling her, you know, like obviously I'd aimed to set off. Whew, look at that. Lovely stuff. Obviously I'd aimed to be in Carlisle tomorrow, but there's no way that's going to happen. So she just said to me, and it just struck a chord with me, she said just enjoy it, you know, enjoy what you're doing, you know, and be, you know, just take it in for now, you know, what you've got. And I thought, she's right, really. So it has been an amazing trip, you know, like all this hiking I've done, and you know, I've only done one wild camp, but I wild camp all the time, bigs and bogs. You know, I can be afforded a luxury too. And with that in mind, when I get to Grasmere, I might try and get in a campsite that's right next to the bus station. So tomorrow, when I set off to Keswick, buses right there. I get there quick time. And you know, that's my experience. Because I've never done a proper long distance multi-day hike before like this. You know, and I've learned a lot about myself and what works and what doesn't work, and you know, wild camping when you're doing these mad miles every day, it just don't work when you're navigating. You've got to have a destination at the end where you know you're staying. So that in mind, that's why I might stop campsite tonight. So onwards I go to Skelwith Bridge. At this bigs and bogs. This looks like Bigfoot's den. Whoa! Not going in there because it's all flooded, but very nifty. So I've just come out of Elder Water, whatever it's called. Just popped into the pub for a quick pint of Wainwright, and I'm back on my way. I'm going to carry on for about a mile down this road, and there's a campsite, a big farmer's field campsite, something like that. Tried ringing them to see if they have any availability, and it just went straight through to automated line. Yeah, we operate on a first come first served basis. Alright, I'm coming. So yeah, walk down here, there better be some spots for a tiny little land champer or two. And then, I'm still technically on the Cumbria Way, but that's where I'll leave it. If, you know, obviously fingers crossed I manage to get a pitch. That's where I'll leave the Cumbria Way for this trip. And then I'll complete checkpoints 4, 5 and 6 in a couple of weeks' time. So yeah, fingers, toes, and everything in between crossed. I've got some pictures. See you in a bit. Hello. All's well ends well. For this one, Bigs and Bogs, managed to find myself a nice campsite for tonight. Bays, boys, something or other. It's in Great Langdale. This is that there. That is stage 4 of the Cumbria Way. Look at it. You gotta go up and over it. Them 2 lasses that I was speaking to this morning, who you know, just reminded me to be mindful, to just enjoy this as opposed to concentrate on beasting it out. They told me, they said it's, you know, going up Langdale, you'll be swearing. So I haven't got the energy left, quite frankly, for it. My little land champ. But it's beautiful, you know, as far as campsites go anyway. I got here and I was like, Lang. This lovely Australian lass was on counter. And I was like, you got any room for a little 2-person tent? She was like, I think we can squeeze you in. I was like, I'll squeeze you in my Land Shampoo or two, love. I didn't really say that. Wanted to, though. So yeah, 10 quid. Pretty safe at night. Buzzing. So I'm just going to head back to Langdale now, Great Langdale, whatever it's called. Because tomorrow I need to commute a bit with buses and I need some cash. Where, I forget the name of that pub I stopped at before, but that's basically where the bus stop is. Little take me to Ambleside. It's only 4 mile away. Maybe I'll lols it and just walk it. No, I won't. I've had enough of walking. Yeah, get to Ambleside and then probably I'm going to Windermere, or the other way I'm going to Keswick. Not really sure yet. Need to speak to Dad properly first and get a plan in motion. But even the lass who owns the campsite, even she said to me, you know, she was asking what I've been doing. I'm like, I'm doing Cumbria Way, innit? But I've had enough. And she was like, well, to be fair to you, I think the weather has to turn tomorrow. And obviously, as I've said before, especially this trip, I always seem to land it quite lucky with weather whenever I come wild camping or long distance hiking or whatever. But what I've realised on this trip is that long distance hiking, multi-day hikes like what I'm doing, and wild camping do not mix, because obviously my kit I've got, that is the bare minimum of what I need in my rucksack. I've got my airbed, my sleeping bag, tent bag, cooking equipment, power banks, toiletries, and then my electrolytes and my ration packs and all that sort of stuff. That's the bare minimum. And obviously water, you know, my big 2 litre bottle of water. It's thirsty work, this long distance stuff. So I don't know, it's going to be one of them, you know, when I come to finish Cumbria Way, I'm going to have to plan the trip out with possibly just stopping in campsites or B&Bs or whatever, because, you know, the stress of it on Monday when I was coming through Beacon Town and I got lost, and I was like, my panic was, where am I going to go, where am I going to go? Some were getting lower and lower. I was like, I'm nowhere to camp. Obviously, luckily I managed to land on my feet, and then I stopped in Coniston for 2 days and afforded myself some luxuries. But, you know, lols to it, I've earned myself some luxuries through all my mad adventures I've done and survived. So yeah, need to reassess things in that department, but I'm going to Great Langdale now for some cash, and I might go to the pub. So I'll see you in a bit. Okay, Biggles and Boggles, now that we're all settled, it's time for some map time. I'm at this really quite a lovely little pub in a great setting. Hey, there's me mate again. Hey! That young man there and his friend, I bumped into him a few times today. They've been doing the Cumbria Way and they've got to Langdale, where I am, same as me. They're tapping out. And they're a lot younger than me, so I don't feel quite as bad. But yeah, map time. I didn't even do map time from Tuesday onwards because I was just living the high life, being Lloyd Poppleton at the Coniston Inn. I'm going to put the pint of ale here and stay there. So, where did we wild camp Monday night? Where was it? Here. Somewhere around here it was. And then when I woke up, I made my way down this little gravel path back onto the main road. Shimmied on up to here. Oh, this is where I fell in the bog of eternal stench. That obviously kind of waylaid the whole content of this trip, I guess. Joined back up with the way here, walked all the way along Coniston Water. Nigel, who I walked with this morning, he's into his wild swimming, and he said he'd actually swam the length of Coniston Water. And it's 8 miles long, is this? So 8 miles or 5 miles? I think he said 5 miles. So yeah, so walked all the way up here, booked my hotel here, and then dropped into Coniston. This is where the Coniston Inn was. And then yesterday I went up this. Sorry about that, Biggles and Boggles. I don't know what happened there. My ass were twitching then for a second, and I thought maybe my battery had run out. That's better. Let's see out there. So yeah, so I did the Coniston Old Man yesterday. Stopped another night in Coniston, and then this morning I set back off up this way, and again it was a lovely introduction back to the Cumbria Way, because I was just like, why am I doing this? Why am I torturing myself coming up these foreign fields? That's where I helped the mum sheep and her lambs. Came through here, got a bit lost around this point, nearly got attacked by a dog here. This is where I met Nigel and all the other hikers who were all lost. So we banded together, and with the power of 4 minds we made our way through Tarnhouse Woods. Nigel went back down this way, and then I carried on with the other 2 people up to here, this car park, because I was back in the zone. You know, I'd got my wind at this point. They said, you carry on, you know, you crack on, you got places to be. So I was like, see you later. Came through Tarnhouse, lovely place this, beautiful. Had a little rest around here, and then went down here. Some great hiking around here, nice and flat. Oh no, that's where I took my shortcut actually. I came off the way, I made my way down this Ramblers path. Beautiful, Bigfoot country, that forest. Joined back up here, met the 2 ladies here who were doing the Cumbria Way but in the opposite direction. They were lovely. Walk way through here. Skelwith Force, had a little rest here, made my way along there, popped into Elder Water, there was a pub there, I had a pint, carried on, and that's where my campsite is here. So yeah, Langdale Beck, the 2 ladies were telling me this goes on for quite some time, and then obviously I think if I can manage to turn the map over, let it blowing away. Where is it? This is it. So you come through Great Langdale, all the way through this valley, and then you see these contour lines here. You've got to climb this here, and they told me all the way to the top, and they said you'll be kicking off way to your pack because it's tough, but then from there it's all downhill. So that's what I'll carry on with the next time I pick back up the Cumbria Way, but obviously for now I'm just going to stop here tonight, and then in village of Langdale, just up the road from here, there's a bus stop. There's 2 times, two bus trips, 2 bus services, whatever, on timetable that go to Ambleside and then on to Windermere. So I need to be on that one in the morning. So yeah, excuse me, I'm just going to chill here and there for a bit. And nice setting there. Absent friends. Come here. You enjoy, mate. Yeah, mate. And some electrolytes. Going here. Ooh. You're a grand ram, aren't you? Look at them horns. You'd definitely be hand-reared, aren't you? You're trusting your people. These must be people's pets. Kiss him. See you later, mate. Just had my electrolytes and having a brew now. My first coffee since about 9:30 this morning, would you believe it or not? That's the thing though, these long distance hikes, you sacrifice a lot of luxuries to get to your destination, and that's why I'm going to kind of re-evaluate what I want to get out of these when I come back to finish the Cumbria Way in a couple of weeks' time. So yeah, cheers. But just, I'm not like, you know, particularly well acquainted with campsites. Just having a look. I've been to a campsite before with Luke and his dad years ago when we went up to Northumbria. I'm just having a look around. There's some fantastic setups, you know, like, look at that over there. The wigwam over there. That's a Tucano with a porch. That's a Merino one man. I'm not sure what that is. You got obviously that there, that blue one. That's a pop-up tent. That. I don't know why you'd bring that. Something like that to here. There's my Lanshan. That's from the Fox range. Obviously, you've got loads of camper vans and things like that lying around. But look at that! Look at that! That's like the Triwizard Tournament tent from Harry Potter and Goblet of Fire. Absolutely fantastic. Oh, hey up! And what's that there? Another Lanshan Pro 2. Looking at the total length of this video, before when I was editing, I'm up to about 50 minutes. So it will be the longest video in the history of this channel. And I think I might just love you and leave you here, because when we come back to Cumbria Way, this is where we're going to kick off from. Great Langdale, and then it's through. Shot you. Around that corner. That's the way we're going. So yeah, I feel like it's as good a place as any to sign off on part 2 of this trip, because obviously I'm going straight home tomorrow morning. Won't be much more else to see other than when I meet up with gang. Smell pizza. But yeah, if you've enjoyed this series, please give us a like if you want to, and a comment if you think there's anything different I could have done. Subscribe if you haven't. Share us on social media if you want to. You don't have to if you don't want to. You know the score. I'll see you all further on down the road. Bye bye.